going on? We at Fringe Benefit doing our thing real quick. It's about just getting people together. We're going to continue pushing Fringe Benefit, you know what I'm saying, FBOE. And the thing is, we want the community to get behind this program. I know you see us on Channel 17 and a couple other commercials, the story they did on Fox 4 and NBC Channel 41. Get behind the movement. Take investment on the future by coming out and checking out the young kids. Fringe Benefits. Here's a co-worker right here that does a lot of kind of recruiting and stuff he does for the whole college. Kind of tell us what you think the benefits of Fringe Benefit is.
I think Fringe Benefits is very helpful for persons who are not quite sure exactly what they want to do. That's one of the benefits of the community college in general, but definitely Fringe Benefits, it gives people that extra support that they might not have or know where to go to get it outside of here. A lot of people aren't aware of all the resources that are available to them to help them succeed, and Fringe Benefits is just that point of contact that puts you into contact with all those resources that are out there to help you succeed, whether it be knowing who to go to help you get a job, who to go to know how to prepare for that job if you do get it, who to go to help you get into school, what you should be doing to make yourself successful in school.
It's all our responsibility in the community. You know, the people that are in the community, not only is more or less not about the program, it's more or less about the people that we serve, the individual, the young males that come out. And you know, of course, behind every male is a strong woman. You know, you had to make a blueprint before that great old masterpiece, but I'm sorry. Well, yeah.
All right, you have my sister here, Maya, who's also a part of Fringe Benefit. She actually worked for the crew, so let people know why you came to Fringe Benefit and what you're doing now.
My name is Maya Thomas. I'm here to support my brother, Vigilante, aka Roger. I'm a clerical support assistant for Dr. McDowell. I'm basically here just to assist and greet and meet, say hi, and do the paperwork, call you, let you know what's going on every Thursday. So you hear my voice all the time.
Here's one of our top mentors in here, John Daniels, Senior. Tell people the benefits of Fringe Benefits.
The benefits of Fringe Benefits, I see where it's really beneficial to a lot of young men if they would allow themselves to come and do as we try to instruct them and help them to be better men, and sometimes women come too, and we just here for them. You know, it's a program that's here for young men. That's a good way to put it in short. Yeah.
Go Lakers. Here's one of the original OGs of Fringe Benefit right here, D. Hill up in here. Let people know what you're doing now and why you came back to show support to your mom.
I'm working at 7-Up right now, just taking it day by day. You know, I had to come back in. I seen one of my old mentors out in traffic, so he told me to come back, let me know that they were still in motion, so I had to come back, you know, show love. That's all it is, you know, you never stray too far away from home, you know, always come back.
These are just a support system of people getting together and trying to find solutions for the young people. And the people are getting jobs now, they're doing a lot of things now, and I'm proud of this program and the path that we're taking. We're going to continue taking those paths. So, peace.
Well, my name is Rich Piper. I'm one of the directors at TEC. Tonight our focus is on success habits, with the primary resource being a book called Think and Grow Rich, a book written by Napoleon Hill, and we're going to share with people how they can get it done no matter where they come from, what background they come from, where they've been. It's about where you're going.
You got so many people that want to be leaders. To me, I don't care who gets the credit if the kids get what they need. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, I believe that God gives the increase no matter what. You plant the seed. But we can't do more than, and what happens is young crowd is so real now, you can't just talk to them anymore. You got to show them that they can trust you to tell you what's on their mind. Not just give you a sound bite that you want to hear, because, you know, I don't really want you to know my business, and I don't think you're going to be there. Because what we did see when we started this program was there was many other programs. They was taking pictures with the newspaper. They was on the news. They're not around no more. Because soon that person got the job they wanted, bye-bye. It was gone. But we still here. We meet every Thursday, except for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And if we could, we would do that too. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to be a beacon of light. You know, like Delano came back. Delano was a part of us, and still is a part of us. Always going to be alumni. And he knows, he came by, checked on, and we still going. Ain't nothing changed. Whether it be 2 people or 100 people, we still going. And I get the college credit for that as in allowing us to do this, because this program that we have is no other college campus have this. An element where you can come to this school and get the resources from TEC, you can get the resources from CEB, continuing education. You come into the college and enroll. So these are resources right here that you're welcome to. You don't have to pay a fee to come here. It's free. And put you in line for scholarships and things like that. So the inspiration moment is to continue pushing people that you know. You know somebody within that age group that's going down or not doing what they're supposed to do, push them to come, bring them. Maybe you don't feel like coming, bring them that day. And I always say that we have to take our community. We have to do it before it gets taken, and nothing we can do about it. You know, because the next person can be you. We watch, every time I turn on the news, there's always somebody's young, either shooting the person or getting shot. And, you know, wiping themselves out, not even giving themselves a chance to see what life is about. Heck, to see what bills is about. There's a lot of things that's waiting on them. You know what I'm saying? Instead of depth. So the inspiration moment of us to stay ferocious focused. Focus on what we're trying to do and be ferocious about it. And if we do that, we get it right. We sit back and just walk in a circle. When the line of success is that way, and I'm walking in a circle, I'm tired because I'm walking. I've been walking all these miles, but I've been going in a circle. Even if the walk is from here to California, if I'm walking towards California, you know, eventually I'm gonna get there. But if I'm walking to go to California to New York, I'm going the wrong way to get to California. So we just gotta think about that. So that'll be my inspiration moment.
This next guy who let us know he's a Nebraska fan, we're not gonna hold it against him because of what he got to give us. Now, you know, y'all lose 27-13, but his name is Rich Piper. He's Director of Workforce Development at Kansas City Community College. It's called the TEC. Y'all know it as ABTS, formerly known as. And he's going to give you some real good points on some things. And I'm going to introduce himself. And like I said, once again, Rich Piper. Let's give him a hand, y'all, for our special guest.
My name is Rich Piper. I have been a teacher, a coach, and administrator in this incredible community for 26 years. My first 18 years was at Washington High School. All right, and I am biased towards our Wyandotte County young people because I am, like I said, I'm an import from Nebraska and born and raised. And when I came down here, there was this Wyandotte County, Johnson County thing, and I'm an import, and I wasn't going to buy into it because we would go across that southern border and kick their butt on a consistent basis, athletically and academically, because I wasn't going to buy into this Wyandotte County, Johnson County thing. And by the way, Wyandotte County is where it's happened as far as construction and building that's going on right now in the whole dadgum community. You talk to any of the union reps right now, the place that it's happening at is this county, as far as getting things done. With the Wizard Stadium and the new Cerner corporate headquarters that's going up, that is huge. Now, my first 18 years at Washington, I was the marketing education coordinator. People go, what's that? Anybody ever heard of DECA? Okay, so I was the DECA sponsor. Coached football, coached basketball, coached baseball. That's my first love is baseball because I had opportunities with the Reds and the Yankees as in spring training. I was one of those undrafted free agents after my senior year in college in a small school in Kearney, University of Nebraska at Kearney now, with Division II school up there in South Central Nebraska. I think I'm the only coach maybe that has coached an NFL player, a Major League Baseball player, and had a NBA player in my classroom. Harry Colin, okay? And if anybody know the Colins, here, there was 13 of them. that went through Washington High School. Okay? Harry was about the 4th youngest, and he went on to Missouri and then played for the Lions. Kevin Young played for me, graduated in '87. And then a guy you may know by the name of Earl Watson played in the NBA. I don't know if Earl's still playing or not. Okay, so he's still a part of it. So, what I'm going to share with you tonight, by the way, let me back up. I am fortunate to be married to the same lovely bride for 27 years. I have 4 incredible children. 25 years old, graduate of K-State. That's tough for a Nebraska fan to say. Okay, who's living in Xiamen, China. Is working and started his own business in Xiamen, China at 25 years old. I have a 22-year-old daughter that's working on her master's at Eastern Illinois University, home of Tony Romo. Because people go, Eastern Illinois, who? Okay, and also Coach Payton, who's the head coach for the Saints. I have a 19-year-old son that's over there with his older brother, getting that business off the ground in China, and then I have a 13-year-old at home, okay, little Savannah. And I'm very proud of him. I'm proud to be a father, and I'm proud to be a husband. Tonight, we're going to focus on some things I talked to my students that I had for 18 years that went through Washington High School that are now becoming very successful. And I asked those ladies and gentlemen, I said, what was it that we talked about that had an impact on your life? What things did we focus on that you are carrying right now, 15 and 16 and 20 years later? I have 3 former students that are now millionaires, okay, from Washington High School in the dot, okay? Individuals like Jason Weiser, graduate of '92. Jason was a pretty good wrestler, but he had close, intimate relationships with all the assistant principals at Washington High School. Jason didn't like to go to class, okay? Barely graduates from Washington. Matter of fact, gets married while he's a senior in high school because he got his high school sweetheart pregnant. I remember him coming to me and saying, Coach, what should I do? I said, partner, you've gotten to that point with that young lady. There's only one thing to do. That's marry her and take full responsibility for your actions. He said, okay. All right? He's been married for 19 years now. Got married at 17. Now, he just qualified as a Navy SEAL commander. Y'all, that is some serious stuff. That is special forces stuff, okay? A kid that barely got through high school joined the Air Force because he needed the benefits to take care of his young family, okay? Had a new baby, new bride, and you know what he decides to do for a living? Disarm bombs, okay? Now, I mean, he was in Desert Storm 1, okay? He was the guy that had to go out, and those bunker busters that didn't blow up, it was his job to disarm them. Now, they blow a 1/4 mile hole around in the ground. And if you cut the wrong wire, you have 7 seconds to run a 1/4 mile. He says, I don't care how fast you are, you ain't running, you know, a 1/4 mile in 7 seconds. Also, he calls me up while he's still an enlisted man. And he's in Caribou, Maine, where he's stationed. This is about after a year. He goes, Coach, it's amazing what can happen when you open a book. It's amazing what you can learn when you open a book. Now, here's a kid who barely got through high school. By the way, got his MBA from Harvard through the GI Bill. Barely got through high school. Got married at 17. All right? Wasn't supposed to get an MBA from Harvard. You with me? All right? Another one, the Dale boys. They own State Tractor up here. They got a location up here on 57th and State, one out in Bonner. They said what we're about ready to talk about, Think and Grow Rich. Okay? Josh Tyson, another graduate. I said, what? He's making right at $250,000 with Morgan Hunter. Okay? Split family, not the best home life. but didn't use it as an excuse. Okay? Janine Hedwood, down in Oklahoma City, kicking tail in real estate. All right? Has been for a long time. She's a multi-millionaire. She's late 30s now. See, when you've been around long enough, you get to see your kids grow up, okay? And it's just amazing to me. They go, I mean, and Janine, you gotta understand, when she qualified for a national DECA conference, I had to pay for everything because she didn't have the money. But to me, it was an investment. And that's not looking at me. That's not saying, look what I did. It was, here was a gal who had gotten to this point, worked very hard, and then she didn't have the resources. It was just an investment. Okay? Now she's just tearing it up in Oklahoma City. My incredible young adults in here, if you think you can only make a living from 9 to 5, where's my lawyer? When you're on a case, partner, is it 40 hours?
No.
No. Are you kidding me? It's as many hours that it takes to get that case ready to present in court, right or wrong.
That's correct.
It could be 80, 90, 100 hours. I heard this one time in a business seminar. They said if you want to keep up with the cost of living, you work 9 to 5. If you want to get ahead, work from 6 to 10. How many business owners you know only work 8 hours a day? None. They'll tell you, yeah, I get to pick my own hours. But it's 60, 80 hours a week that I'm picking my own hours. All right? And that's how an entrepreneur thinks. Yeah, I can get to pick my own hours. I'll go to my son's ball game, but then I'm going back to work for another 4 or 5 hours because some things I need to get done. I need to take care of my clients. Okay? So, but if I was going to start your library, because I get this question a lot, what should I start with? Okay? And the first book I'd ask you to read is Think and Grow Rich. It's been around since the 20s. And Napoleon Hill was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie. Anybody ever heard of Andrew Carnegie? Okay? Anybody from back east? You got Carnegie libraries all over the place. Mr. Carnegie was a little sawed-off Scotsman who was broke. And by the time he got done, he pretty much owned all the steel in the world and was a very, very wealthy man. He didn't live in New York City because that's where the snobs lived. He lived in Chicago. Okay? Because the snobs didn't live in Chicago. All right? But he was infatuated with successful people. He wanted to know what did they do, what were they made of, that created what they did. So he commissioned Napoleon Hill. Okay, commission. He didn't pay him. He says, I challenge you. Now, let's say this wonderful young man is a multimillionaire in the United States of America, and he's back in the 20s and 30s. He got a letter from Mr. Carnegie and said, would you please interview with Mr. Hill? Well, this incredible young man knows that, you know, Mr. Carnegie has done well, so yeah, I'll do the interview. And that's the only way Carnegie helped Mr. Hill. Now, if you read that book, I need to make a disclaimer, because understand it was written in the 20s and 30s, and my incredible African-American folks that are in here. In that book, it uses the word color, which was acceptable at that time in history, just like our Negro League Museum, okay? That is not an acceptable word now, but that's what the Negro Leagues were called during that time frame. Who's been there? Now, all my young adults here, I mean, okay. I have been there 6 times. And every time I go, James Earl Jones comes on and gives that speech. And I got goosebumps right now. And then that young African-American young man sings the national anthem, and I'm ready to run through the wall. Okay? The history and Josh Gibson would have got to Babe before anybody else, but never got a chance. Okay? Satchel Paige was winning games in the major leagues in his late 50s, maybe early 60s. We don't even know, because he wouldn't tell us his age. But would have beat Cy Young's record, but didn't get a chance because of the color of his skin. When I see that, I go, we can never go back to that. So if you want a great history lesson on not just black history, but history of America, I mean, that's it. Okay? Because I don't want to ever go back, but I also want to learn to appreciate what those men did. Okay? and the price they paid. So the other, Jackie Robinson getting it started, and then Mr. Dovey from there and on, all right? So I'd ask you to read these books, all right? Most of them are on CD. Now, some of us in here say, Mr. Piper, I'm not going to spend $50 or whatever it is on a CD. I'm not going to spend that. What's it cost to go to a concert? $50. And who's getting wealthy when you're at the concert? The artists on stage and the promoters and everybody associated with that, right or wrong? Right. But you won't go spend $50 to have a chance of changing your family's history on a book or a set of CDs. I'm saying invest in you. Okay? Invest in you. There's a couple other books. Failing Forward by John Maxwell. Holy cow. If you think failure is a bad thing, read the book. It's the only way you're going to get better. It's the only way you're going to get better. You're going to fail. All right? Get this handout for me if you will, please. This is where I ask my students who are doing well, my former students, what is it that keeps you motivated? What is it that keeps you driving for your goals? And they said, Mr. Piper, it's the success habits you taught us from Think and Grow Rich. Okay? Now, let's start with why develop a positive attitude. The first quote there is, everyone is going to have two opportunities in their lives, but they come disguised as hard work and something you know absolutely nothing about. And I love the people who are writing it down because they want to get better. That's huge. Comes disguised as hard work and something you know absolutely nothing about. Anybody in here at James Lemonade? Okay? James doing pretty good? Yeah. He's doing real good. All right? Now think with me. Local guy, right? What was James' first business? Barbershop. Then he had a little restaurant next door, right? Think and Grow Rich, the first chapter is thoughts are things. I'll say that again. Thoughts are things. James, in his barbershop, saw, or someone mentioned to him, that anytime people come in to get a haircut, they pretty much get some lemonade afterwards. And he had this thought. What if I get in the lemonade business? I got a question. What does a barber know about the lemonade business? Just nothing, right? You know, lemonade distribution business is a whole lot different than being a barber, and owning a barber shop. Now maybe he did know a little bit because he probably had a few chairs in there, right? And he had other barbers in there working, but those barbers had to pay a little bit for each haircut for having that chair, right or wrong. So he was in the distribution business, but it had to do with haircuts. All right, now, remember, everybody's going to have how many opportunities in their lives? 2. But come disguised as what? Hard work and something you know absolutely nothing about. James knew nothing about the lemonade business, but he had a thought. He said, what if I get into the distribution business? Well, then he scared one of the big companies. Okay? Either Pepsi or Roberts, one of the two. Okay? Anyways, he scared one of the big ones. So, you know what they did? They bought up his rights. Okay? 7-digit check. And my understanding is he gets a residual income. Meaning every bottle that is sold, he gets a little bit of it. So his thought was, his opportunity came as what? Lemonade. Anybody heard of Otis Spunkmeyer? Otis done pretty good? Okay, what did Otis do for a living before he became a cookie magnate? He was a custodian. Yeah? What does a custodian know about the cookie business? Just nothing. But is Otis selling a lot of cookies and coffee and muffins? Okay, So his opportunity came as what? A cookie. Because he had this wonderful recipe. Anytime there was a family gathering, a church gathering, everybody always said what? Otis, please bring what? Those dadgum cookies. Don't come if you don't bring, no, he didn't say that. Okay. But his opportunity was the cookies. All right? So my point being, you don't know what your opportunity is going to look like. You have no idea until you investigate. Now, I'm hoping the wonderful young adults in here see something and go, man, that looks hard. I actually know nothing about it. And I hope bells and whistles go off right there. This could be it. This could be it. Now, I need to get this article to you. There was an article in Forbes about 5 individuals who had become millionaires in their 30s. And my incredible adults in here, they had failed 18 times in 18 different businesses before they found the right one. So, what does the average adult do when they fail the first time? I'm done. That's over. That's it. Okay? We're going to talk about that. Second quote there. It's not the failure, but how you react to the failure. Okay? That's why I love folks who've been in extracurricular activities, whether that's athletics. I had a daughter that was in athletics and the plays. Holy cow, you talk about intense. I didn't know cuts were that intense in drama stuff. Wow. But it taught persistence. It taught people, that's why the volleyball ladies will do well. Because they've learned to handle failure. They've learned to handle it. They know every time they go out to compete, they lay it on the line. Not always does it turn out the way they want it to turn out. All right, 2 cornerstones of success. High self-esteem and high expectations. High self-esteem and high expectations. Got some incredible young adults in here that they're supposed to get through with their associate's degree in 2 years. And if you don't get done in 2 years, people say you're a failure. Well, obviously they don't get it. Plus, it took me 6.5 years to get my bachelor's. Okay? Because my first 4 years, I majored in baseball and minored in social life. All right? My goal was to be a Major League Baseball player. End of conversation. By the way, I did set 10 offensive records at my college, this little sawed-off little knucklehead. I didn't realize you had to be a little bit bigger to play, didn't care. Okay? Point was, I was going to be a Major League Baseball player. Got to the minors. All right? Did I fail? I don't think so. I don't think so. All right. Now, high self-esteem, what's that mean? Confident. Exactly. The wealthy were wealthy when they were poor. Let me back that up. When they were broke. Poor is forever, broke is temporary. Because poor means you have accepted that. Sorry, I get fired up here. It's time to get in the locker room. But I won't cuss because early. Okay. Every now and then had to get fired up and get with the fellas. Okay? But with the ladies present, you got to tone down. Okay? As far as the language, and don't even mean to say those words, they just kind of come out in the heat of the battle. Okay? High self-esteem. Believing that you see it happen before it happens. You hear these folks who are visionaries, right? They were seeing it before it even happened. They were wealthy when they were broke. By the way, 95% of the millionaires in this country are first generation. What's first generation mean? What's it? They were the first to what? Do it in their family tree. 95% of the millionaires in this country, white, black, brown, yellow, all different colors. Maybe even some striped folks in there, I don't know. Okay? Our first generation. Notice it didn't say second, third generation, old money. Okay? You go to Mission Hills, that's old money. Okay? Ever try? See, some of us who are visionaries drive along that road and go, man, and they go, I wonder what it takes to do that. Wouldn't it be great to go knock on their door? What's up? Hey, you know, that would be great. Yeah, what the yeah, there we go. No. But just to ask, all right? Listen, that's what Think and Grow Rich is. Napoleon Hill studied successful people for 20 years. And he found out there was 13 characteristics that we all have. It's all within us. They just need to be what? Developed. Okay? By the way, chapter 3 is faith. Okay? Chapter 3 is faith. I think that says enough right there. Believing in a higher being. Okay? High expectations. Let me go back to 6.5 years to finish. Finish. Okay? Finish. So what if it takes a 2-year degree, it takes 4 years, you finish? So what if a 4-year degree takes 6, 7? You what?
Finish.
You finished. And when you start interviewing for those career positions, they don't ask what? How long it took you to get it. They just want to know what? Did you get it? Okay? To be great, you got to compete. To be great, you got to master yourself. And thank you so much for your time. Take care.
This right here is for our appreciation of you coming to speak tonight. This stands for Fringe Benefits of Education. Outstanding guest speaker. Don't you think he was outstanding?
I want you all to share before we head out of here tonight. We always like to end with this because I want you to affirm to the speaker that you all met at this intersection called understanding. I want 3 people to tell me what you heard tonight. 3 people tell me what you heard Mr. Piper say. What did you hear?
Heard him saying about never give up and be like a child. When I pretty much go through that myself, being trying to struggle as a business owner and trying to get through everything else. I get hit like this semester. I got hit with like 10,000 different things and got knocked down physically and mentally. I'm just getting up, trying to keep going. So I mean, I really touched home with it when you said
Okay. Mike.
What I got out of it is he's basically stated that every great business starts with a thought, and basically stop making excuses for what you can't do. And you just basically can't say can't. You basically can say I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me instead of saying can't.
Very good. All right. Ray?
Richest part of crazy.
Very well. All right, Fred.
That failure is just a sign of what doesn't work.
That's right. It's not a stop sign. It's a yield sign.
The one part that really hits home with me, because I do it all the time, is that it's amazing what you can learn when you open the book. But in the hip-hop community, I think it was KRS-One that said, wake up, take the pillow from your head and put a book in it.
All right. Anyone else?
Yeah. Another great person that said, there's no deadline on your dreams, just start dates. Don't let nobody kill your dreams. You can be anything you want to be if you're out on cloud 9.
In this very room, there's a lot of dreams. There's a lot of dreams that get deferred because somebody said, you can't do it. If you would hold on to that dream, take that creative spirit that we have to do everything else we want to do and do something positive, just think what impact we could have. We're in that room and I hear that Ray has a dream of one day being a part of a studio. We hear that Rick has a dream of being top-notch in the city with his music video. We hear that JD wants to run this international conglomerate. We hear that Justin wants a job. Just give me a job so that I can make a contribution. We hear Brett over there talking about, I have these middle school kids that I want to turn into great leaders. We have others in this room. We have Sam that wants to own housing for young men who get out of prison and don't know where to go. We have a lot of dreams in this room. If just one of them could come to be because you applied what you heard tonight, wouldn't it be awesome 10 years from now to come back and have a reunion and you all, just one millionaire stood up and said, because I heard one night that I could think and grow rich, I went home and I let no one kill my dream. So whatever you take away, whether it's a pearl of wisdom or a kernel of truth, hold on to the fact that you can be whatever you won't let anyone steal away from you.